Hello, 4th graders. Welcome to Lesson 2.10, Multiply two-digit numbers with regrouping. Please pause to write the lesson number and title in your notebook. Today's lesson objective is I can use regrouping to multiply a two-digit number by a one-digit number. Please pause again to write the lesson objective in your notebook. Let's begin by reading our Unlock the Problem. Today's Unlock the Problem says, a thoroughbred racehorse can run at speeds of up to 60 feet per second. During practice, Celia's horse runs at a speed of 36 feet per second. How far does she run in 3 seconds? Well, we have a blue box with some instructions, so let's read that first. It says, underline the important information. Well, we know that we're going to be multiplying, so we need the things that say per second. So I'm going to underline this last part, that her horse runs 36 feet per second, and that she runs for 3 seconds. And then the second part of the blue box says, is there information that we're not going to use? And if so, let's cross it out. And I'm going to cross out this first sentence because remember back to our elephant problem, it's telling us information, it's telling us a fact, but it's not a fact we need for this problem, so let's cross it out. A thoroughbred racehorse can run up to speeds of 60 feet per second. That's great, but we don't need to know it to solve this problem. Alright, so we're going to estimate first, because estimating always lets us know whether our answer is reasonable or not. We're going to multiply 3 by 36, because she can run 36 feet per second, and she's going to run for 3 seconds. So we have 3 times 36. Well, let's make 36 into a nice, easy number. We're going to round it to 40. And then we can use our basic facts of 3 times 4 equals 12, and then add on a 0. So it's going to be about 120. Step 1 has us modeling. So we have 3 times 40. So 3 times 6 in our first place value is we have 3 times 6 is 18 ones. Well, 18 ones doesn't fit in the ones place, so we're going to take 10 of those ones and group them together and move them to the next place value. So let's look at that and what it looks like with a multiplying sentence. So I do 3 times 6 is 18, the 8 goes on the bottom, and I regroup the other 10 over to the top. And I write a 1. And then I'm going to do the same step. I'm going to multiply the 3 times the 3, right? 3 times 3 down here is 9. And then I'm going to add the 1 that I had to regroup on top. I add it together. So 9 tens plus 1 10 is 10 tens, which I write down here. So Cecile's horse runs 108 feet in 3 seconds. Since this 108 is close to our estimate of 120, we know that our estimate is reasonable. That's fast. In 3 seconds, 108 feet. Let's try this again on example 2. In example 2, we're going to multiply 8 times 22. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to estimate. So I'm going to take 22 and make it into a 20. Then I'm going to pull out my basic facts of 8 times 2 equals 16, and then add on my 0. So I should get 160. Now, let's look at what that looks like in math. I do 8 times 2, go straight up first. 8 times 2 is 16. The 1 goes on top and the 6 goes on the bottom because I have 16 ones, but I don't put the 1 over here. I bring it around up here. And then I'm going to do my next place value. So now I have 8 times 2, right, like I'm going diagonal. 8 times 2 is 16, but I carried a 1 over here, so I have to add it together. So 16 plus 1 is 17. So I altogether get 160 176. And 176 is close to our estimate of 160. So we know that it is reasonable to get 160. We know that's a reasonable estimate, and we know 176 is a reasonable number. We will continue on with the try this section tomorrow in class. You're almost finished. When you're sure you understand this lesson, go back to your teacher's website and fill out the exit slip. See you tomorrow.